I just finished my workout today. I did legs and glutes. I'm hoping, it's so cold. I'm hoping once it gets warmer, I can look a little cuter. But right now it's big sweatshirt, leggings, hood on the entire time, and we're just getting it done. But I'm glad I got it done today. I've been in a groove this week, which is an improvement. Well, today's Tuesday, right? I think today's Tuesday, so it's only been 2 days. But there is no, like, this morning could have easily went like, you woke up a little late, don't go. But I went, and I'm glad that I did. So I feel positive about this week. Well, actually, I only have until Wednesday, so I only have tomorrow. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because we're actually going out of town this weekend. So, you guys will come along. Come along with us. I'm on my way to the gym, but I want to finish my matcha first, which I didn't like, but it's growing on me now. It's actually not bad. I just wanted to share what's part of what's been on my mind. So today's Wednesday. Yesterday, Tuesday, I went to the gym. I thought it was going to be a really good day, but it wasn't. I actually hit a low, like a really low. A lot of paranoia again, postpartum anxiety, panic, just a lot of fear, hopelessness. And honestly, I'm still kind of like in that fog of hopelessness and anxiety, and everything sucks. And it's hard when I'm in these modes to not feel like I miss my life before. Okay, so as someone who struggles with avoidance, in these moments of turmoil, of pain, my brain goes to, okay, when did this start? When did you feel like this happened, or this started happening? And of course, this is related to giving birth. So it's attached to becoming a mother. And so it's really easy to feel like I wish I didn't have a kid. And it has nothing to do with my kid. It has everything to do with me. But I very easily in these mindsets can externalize to, if you didn't become a mom, none of this would be happening and you wouldn't be suffering. I have a history of struggling with anxiety and depression, but this experience since giving birth, it's just so much more intense. The mental suffering is so much more intense than I'm used to, that I've ever experienced before. So it's really easy to think, I wish I never did this to myself. Was making this decision to carry a child, to birth a child, and now to raise that child, was that decision like the worst decision I've ever made? The lows are, I want to die, suicidal ideation, like wanting, and again, I think it stems to wanting to escape this pain. So that means wanting to escape motherhood, wanting to escape my life. And, I have to be honest, this is the first time in my life, even after losing my brother to suicide, this is the first time in my life that I really this much have thought about wanting to die, which is really scary. And also very unpleasant. It's very, unpleasant. And I've gone through my life has gone through a lot of changes outside of just bringing a human into the world. There's just been a lot of logistics that have changed. Some of them I maybe expected on some level, and others I didn't. And becoming a mom, you have to not only get through it and also provide stability and safety and love and all of that to someone else. And I'm really struggling with, well, how am I supposed to give it to you if I don't have it? But I have to. It sucks. The suicidal ideation, feeling so isolated and alone. Like, I've heard people talk about that in their pregnancy, like before people know, they feel isolated and alone and they go through it. And I feel like I'm going through that now. I've been going through it, after birth. And it's really, I cried myself to sleep. It's a lot. I'm going to go to the gym and just walk. I'm not going to try to do too much. And I hope that helps. I'm literally going minute by minute these days.
Was a Fulbright professor, and he was getting stationed around at various esoteric universities, teaching even greater. I got this makeup bag from Kate Spade as like a free gift or whatever when you make a purchase, and I thought it was cute. It was technically free, so that's the eye patches. Are these that you guys saw me unbox, I think in the last vlog. I also showed that they have fragrance in them, so I'm not going to be buying these again because I don't like the idea of fragrance, but I figured I'd use them. They're cute, and I want to, work on the under eye area. I've done skincare, I've showered, I've done skincare. It was a rough nap. It was a rough getting down into nap. So I figured while I wait, before I do a little bit of makeup, I'm just gonna moisturize and get some more moisture in my skin. So we're in the city. Yeah. One thing that's been on my mind is this feeling of suicidal ideation, right? Having suicidal ideation while simultaneously living. Like, there's this desire to want to escape life. And not just escape, like die. There's this desire to not want to be here anymore, alongside the desire to lighten my under eyes, grow my hair out, put on some makeup, go to the gym, laugh with my kid and hang out with my family, eat good food. It's so interesting. And I've known this, but I think I'm just paying more attention, being that, my emotions and stuff are still pretty raw. Something that's also been on two things that have been on my mind, one of them being the word endure. That's been coming up over and over again for me lately, enduring. And I think the more and more it comes up, the more and more I'm like, okay, I think I need to endure this season and get to, through faith, and get through to the other side. But if I give up during this season, this period, then, what's waiting for me on the other side of this? But endure, that word has been coming up in my reading, and just in general, that word has been coming up. I don't know if anyone else can relate to that. Not that anybody else is watching this, but if somebody does happen to come across this and hear that word and resonates with them, I'd be curious what you think of it. But the other thing is, living with the desire of wanting to die. Like, this desire is present along with the desire to grow my hair out. Like, I was thinking with growing my hair out, I have to get my stuff together when it comes to taking care of my hair, because that's something I've not really had to do. I mean, before, my mom did it. My mom would do my hair. No, I didn't learn, unfortunately. Yeah, I never learned really how to do hair. I should say I didn't make time to learn. But, when my mom was here, she was doing my hair. And then when she left, my sisters were doing my hair. And then when it was me, I lasted a few years. And then I shaved my head in 2020? No, 2019. I'm pretty sure it was 2019 I shaved my head. And now I'm like, it's 2025. I kind of want my hair back. But what I was going to say with that is I'm kind of nervous with growing my hair back, because in 2020, my hormones went haywire, and I started having symptoms of PCOS. So in 2020, I was diagnosed with prediabetes, and my doctor, based on my hormone levels, was saying, like, it looks like you have PCOS. So what prompted me to go to the doctor to get checked was because I started losing my hair on this side. It started thinning right here. And I was like, that's weird. So I looked it up, and it's like, it could be vitamin deficiency, stuff like that. So I went and got my blood drawn, and there was a few things that they noticed. My vitamin D I had 8. It was a level 8, and I think normal was like 30, minimum like 32 or 34, and I had 8, which is just crazy. So there was a lot of things that were off, and then I was also diagnosed with prediabetes. So after I was diagnosed, I got my stuff together. I was able to get my blood sugar levels back to a normal range. I was no longer pre-diabetic, and then I had my blood drawn again, and my doctor was like, who told you have because I said, I'm like, I want to check my levels. And she was like, oh, okay. So she checked them, and then she was like, yeah, everything looks normal. And she was like, and then I said, oh, that's good, because so does that mean I don't have PCOS anymore? She was like, who told you have PCOS? And I was like, you. Which, anyway, that's another story for another day. But so my levels got back to normal, but so both sides, by the time my levels got back to normal and stuff, my hair started growing back, and then I got pregnant. Both sides started to thin, but this side much more. So this is my right side much more. But both kind of look less full. So I'm a little nervous about like growing my hair out, what that situation is going to look like. I haven't used like hair growth stimulation or anything. And even postpartum, I didn't really lose my hair. In fact, I grew more hair there. I got a little more full. So I'm kind of nervous for that, but if my whole head is full, maybe you won't notice that much. But yeah, these are my random thoughts while my eye patches bake under my eyes. I will say, I brought these patches with me. I have not used them. I haven't had the capacity. Like the work, I watched a video on how people use them. You gotta wet them and then put them. I just don't have the capacity right now. But I brought them because maybe I will. But without having used them, I would say my forehead lines have gotten better. I've been just making sure that I focus my serums here and also not talking less with my eyes, which is really hard. Or my forehead, I should say. It's really hard not to talk without my forehead muscles moving. And at night, and honestly during the day too, I moisturize, I do all that stuff, and then I seal it with Aquaphor. And it's been fine. So you see, there I go again. It's been good. So, but I do want to use the frownies to see if it'll get even better. I don't really care about my smile. I don't really care about my smile lines. But I do put, I do moisturize them and all that stuff, all that good stuff. So nap time's over, but I did want to come back and just say these slide. They will slide all the way down. So they move. I don't love that, but it works. It works. And I forgot to say, so we're in the city because we have some friends from Costa Rica coming to the city for the first time. So we have to come meet them. So when we went to Costa Rica, I don't know years anymore, after 2020. We went to Costa Rica recently and we met them there. It's actually, so my husband does like Spanish, English exchange with someone he met, a guy he met in Costa Rica online. And then when we went to Costa Rica, we met him and his girlfriend there. We went out to dinner one of the nights while we were there. And then now that they're, they messaged us and said they were coming to the city. So we made space for that, which is nice. So because, he went to go pick them up at the train station, and they're kind of exploring around while they wait for me and the baby to nap and eat and get ready and all that. So baby just woke up. So I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to take these off, soak in any last bit, take these off, get ready, and we're going to finally start the day. I don't even know what time it is, but it is well into the afternoon. I think it's 1 p.m. and I have not left. Anyway, I have not been outside, I should say. I have not been outside, so let's get ready. This is the final look. I barely put anything on my face, but just a little something to cover, to camouflage the darkness. But just, this is the look for today. I've got my necklace from my sister, actually. It says Mama. This is actually an anklet, but I'm wearing high socks today, so I'm wearing it as a bracelet. It has my daughter's initials on it, and my everyday earrings. Nothing crazy. I want something like easy, because I don't know what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be running around. Hopefully I get my matcha. I want a matcha. Last caffeine drink for the day, and let's go. Oh, I got Laneige. I don't have it with me. It's in the other room. Laneige, I think is how you pronounce it. Well, always a base layer of Vaseline. I'm a Vaseline girl. I was gonna say. Matcha review. I got a matcha with vanilla sweetener. The one I had the other day is much better than this one. Thrifting was cut short, so I'm circling the block for nap time. I'm still circling. I think it's about 45 minutes later. I'm pretty sure I've hit 10,000 steps. But other parents are also doing the same thing, which is so funny. Something I did not notice before I was a parent. Dinner tonight, we're gonna do Mexican, which is around the block. I'm just waiting till nap time is over before I go meet the rest of the group.